What are the best early round matchups at the national tournament? This is something I'm really excited for. And if you guys haven't been to nationals or you haven't watched nationals, obviously the finals are great to watch. The semifinals are phenomenal. But guess what? At the national level, you have the top guys, the top 30 some guys competing, depending on which weight class you're in, competing, the top 30 guys crunched into one bracket. You're going to get great matches. You may have a couple weights that you have those dominant guys, like a Jason Nolf, like a Bo Nickel. But guess what, guys? Every other weight, anybody can win a title. And honestly, crazier things have happened. So the best early round matchups, I'm talking first round, second round, quarterfinals, so everything before the semifinals. And in the quarterfinal, or actually in the second round, one of the first matches I want to talk about is number 10, Roman Bravo Young versus number 7, Austin DeSanto. I think this can be a big match, mostly because Penn State always shows up for the national tournament and pulls off upsets. Austin DeSanto beat RBY at Big Tens. He beat him by a score of 13-8, and he beat him pretty good in the consolation rounds to drop RBY to the 5th, 6th place match. But I think this could be another great matchup to watch. And Austin DeSanto, he's looking to make it all the way into the quarters in against Stefan Micic. This would be a rematch, a direct rematch from last year, which, if you guys remember, Micic and DeSanto wrestled. Of course, DeSanto last year was not wrestling for Iowa. He's wrestling for Drexel, and they met in the quarterfinals. And as you may remember, that was a crowd inducing match. Everybody was freaking out about that because Micic he silenced DeSanto, silenced him, beat him 13-1. And DeSanto, at the end of that match, that's when he pulled out his crazy cartwheel and Kimura at the end. It was just nuts. What will happen if these two wrestle this year? That's a match I really, really want to see in the quarterfinals. Who do you think would win that match again? Because just because he beat him 13-1 last year, DeSanto also has a win against Micic. He majored him last year. They each have majors against each other. And I think both of these guys have improved significantly from that quarterfinal last year. Definitely an early round match I want to see. Another early round match is a round 1 match at 165 pounds. We have number 1, Alex Marinelli, going up against number 33, Joe Smith from Oklahoma State. What a match. Now, you guys may know Joe Smith. He dropped from 174 pounds down to 165. He got the 33 seed. And just so you guys know, the last few seeds are actually not, they're not seeded. The last few guys, like 29 to 33, they're not seeded. They're just placed randomly into matches. And because Joe Smith didn't do so swell at the Big 12 tournament, that's why he was placed in there. And he hasn't wrestled much at that weight, so there's not much to go on but that. But guess what? He's a solid dude, solid wrestler. And, he is a real battler. And we'll give Alex Marinelli, could have given him a run for his money. Now, I do think that Marinelli from Iowa is on a mission. He wants a national title. We saw what he did to Chenzo of Penn State in the Big Ten finals, and he's out on a mission to win this. Now, what's nice, Joe Smith has a win over McFadden at 174 pounds, who was the number 6 wrestler. He lost by a decision to Mark Hall at 174 pounds. So, this isn't a guy who's just some scrub. He's going to make a match in the first round. First round on Thursday morning. At 165 pounds, also in the top half of the bracket, we have Evan Wick, who may be meeting Chance Marsteller in the quarterfinals. This is the number 4 versus number 5 guy. These guys, I don't believe, have met yet, but this could be a very interesting match for a couple of reasons. Now, Evan Wick of Wisconsin is 28-4. He's the number 4 guy. And Marsteller of Lock Haven is the number 5 guy. He's 22-2. Both of these guys, they're scrappy wrestlers, always looking for, they're always scrambling around. And I think Chance can pull off the upset. And I think that, they didn't wrestle this year, but they did wrestle last year. And I do remember watching that match. That was for the 3rd and 4th place match. And that was actually one of the Wisconsin head coach. It was his final match. And so Wick ended up winning that last year for him, beating Chance Marsteller. And This year, though, I think Chance and Wick are both, they have some fire in them. Chance just won the EWLs with under Lockhaven, and that was pretty nice. Now, Chance has losses to Shields and Vincenzo, while Wick has losses to Massa and Marinelli, and he has 3 losses to Marinelli, and if he wins this match against Chance, he could meet Marinelli again in the semifinals, which is kind of ridiculous if you ask me. I mean, why couldn't he have been a higher seed? Or I just think that's a little bit ridiculous. But who wins this match? I'm pretty excited to see this. At 184 pounds, the last big early round matchup that I have for you guys is Zack Zavatsky versus Drew Foster. Zack Zavatsky of Virginia Tech is the number 3 seed. He's 24-3, while Drew Foster of UNI is 23-5. This is a solid match. You know, these guys are both top ranked wrestlers, and both conference champs. Zavatsky, of course, won the ACCs, and Foster won the Big 12. Conference champs going against each other is big. Foster has 2 wins over Zack Zavatsky at Cliff Keen in December. Both of those matches, I think, you know, Zavatsky can pull off the win and change the tide. Now, the winner is most likely to wrestle Shakur Rashid or Renan of NC State in that bracket at 184 pounds. This is a loaded weight class. You got these 2 guys, as well as Miles Martin. You have Shakur Rashid, Chip Ness, Emery Parker. So many good guys at 184 pounds, and I think these are the best 5 early round matchups. Am I leaving any out? Which other matches would you say are incredible to watch that you have to see early round? Make sure you're in your chair for nationals.